What's going on? Today we are going to be talking about how to get a nice, strong, big barrel chest if you have crap genetics like myself. Personally, this has been something that I think is a really big topic. You see a lot of men that actually have decent musculature in other parts of their body, but their chest development isn't really all that great. And so this series that I'm doing is I'm focusing on specific muscle groups of the body. I'm not claiming myself to be the know-it-all on this topic. I'm just sharing in my own research, in my own journey on how to get the most from the exercise, because I don't think I have the best genetics. I'm definitely could never be a professional bodybuilder. So what I'm trying to do is basically go over everything I can find to basically distill down the most effective exercises that can save you time, but also get you really good results. And don't forget to stay to the end, because I'll give you a little bit of a bonus tip that you can throw into your workout every once in a while that will even further maximize your results. Let's get into it. What's going on? My name's Andy J, and I help millennial men feel our best. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Like I said at the beginning of this video, today we're going to be talking about how to maximize your chest gains, even if you have shit genetics like myself. And we're going to be focusing on just a few different exercises. It doesn't really take a lot to be able to notice significant pectoral development by just doing the right exercises. But before we get into the content, I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below of like maybe what exercises you really like. Has this been an issue for you? What has worked for you? Anything like that is extremely helpful for the community and for people reading the comments. So please drop those comments below. So the pectoral muscles are relatively simple compared to some of the other muscles I've talked about before. The best way to look at it is like there's the major and minor pectoral muscles, and the major takes up the majority of your chest. The minor muscles kind of go in towards your armpit. They work as primarily stabilizers and supporting movement of the shoulder. Now, as far as exercises go, I want to cover 3 primary exercises. And again, towards the end, I'll give you a bonus tip that you can throw in and use with the last exercise, actually, that will help a lot in even further maximizing your results. So the first exercise is the standard chest press machine. You can do this on a bench, but I prefer using the machines to do this because it's a lot easier to load. Honestly, like putting plates on and off of machines is very time consuming and annoying, and they're just as effective as any of these others. Also, the placement of your hand can be in a more neutral position. So from a wrist health standpoint, I think actually the machines are a lot better as far as how you can position yourself. So what you want to basically do is you want to set the seat height at a height where when your hands come up, they are sort of like right where the nipple line of your chest. And then so you want to play with that a little bit and find what's comfortable too, because everyone's a little bit different. And if you feel any impingement in your wrists or in your shoulders, you may want to play with the height slightly. But generally in that range is kind of the sweet spot where you want to be. And make sure when you find a good seat setting, write that down somewhere so you don't have to be finding that every single time you come to the gym. Now, once you have the seat position set and, demoing it with this sitting up chest press machine, this is a good version. There's like a lot of different other versions similar. What you want to be doing then at that point is bring your whole body back into the seat and then bring your hips slightly forward. The idea of doing this is basically it's going to isolate more into the chest and prevent you from arching your back, which then can not only potentially hurt yourself, but it also is cheating a little bit and it's less isolative into the chest muscles. When you begin to push, you keep the shoulders down and then you're pushing forward all the way out. You can lock out slightly. I would hold for a couple seconds and then come all the way back. Now, depending on where you want the arm to start is really a matter of how healthy your shoulders are. So when you come all the way back, if that feels like there's some pain or impingement there, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your handle starting position is a little bit more forward, and then you're going to find that comfortable position. What I would, though, encourage you to do over time is try to bring your hands back more and more, so then you're finding your starting position to be a little bit more in a deeper stretch, which will obviously get deeper into your pec muscles. So you do that and you repeat that process. Generally speaking, anywhere from a 10 to 12 rep range or even up to a 15 rep range is best kind of sweet spot. I usually do around 10 reps for this particular exercise. 3 to 4 sets is always good. The next exercise is an incline chest press. And so what the idea is you're basically pushing a little bit higher. It's going to target more of the top of your pectoral muscles. Now, the interesting thing about this particular exercise, if you're really short on time, you really only have to do this exercise and the next exercise I'm going to tell you about. The first exercise is good, particularly if you don't have a lot of pec development already. I would encourage you to do all three. But if you feel like you already are pretty happy with your chest development, it's kind of going in the right direction, you could, and also if you're short on time, you could skip the first exercise and just do this one and the next one. So this exercise being the incline press, you want to find a machine. You can do this on a cable machine, whatever you feel comfortable doing. For this particular exercise, just because of the particular gym I had access to when I was making this video, I only had access to more of like a plated machine or cable. So I'm basically demoing it on the weight plates, even though I'm not a big fan of this, but I tend to do it just because of out of necessity. I don't have any other options. So basically what you want to do is you find a good position. Again, hands are at kind of the middle line across the nipple line. You want to make sure you feel no impingement and it feels comfortable in your starting position, keeping the shoulders down, and then you're going to just follow the plane of movement, which is going to be pushing up slightly in that incline position. Get to a nice lockout position for just a half a second or so, and then come back down, feel a good stretch, and then push again, keeping the shoulders down. So it's very straightforward. You can also keep your hips slightly forward like you do, like I was recommending on the first exercise. That also is very helpful in isolating the chest movement. Now, that, like I was saying, if you do this exercise, it's still going to target across the entire chest, even though it's targeting the top. The reason why you don't really have to do the first exercise if you have some good chest development is you will, from an aesthetic standpoint, it pretty much helps the chest look good, and then you don't really have to spend that extra time. So choose wisely, but this one is a must do, the incline press. And then the final one is a Pec Fly, which will generally give you a little bit more development and structure to the chest. It will help also in range of motion to the chest because it's a different movement than just a standard pushing movement. And so you can do it with cables, you can do it with a machine, whatever you feel like doing. It doesn't really matter all that much. It just matters that you're in a good, comfortable position. So positioning yourself, you want to find where you can find a good, comfortable starting position, opening up through the chest. You want your hips all the way back in the chair, and then your starting position, you want your hands to be about neutral. So from your arms out to the body, it should be about a 90-degree angle. Your hands shouldn't be higher or lower in this particular exercise because we want it to just be going across the chest. The key thing here is keeping the arms in a fixed position. Don't be bending the elbow, keeping the shoulders down, and then you're going to come in sort of almost like you're hugging, but keeping the arms straight. And then you're going to, at the top, when you bring your arms together, your hands together, you're going to want to squeeze for a couple of seconds, really feeling it between the chest, and then you're going to open back up. When you open up, you want to feel a good stretch across the pectoral muscles, a nice open stretch, and then you're going to come back in almost like you're hugging the air, and then you repeat that process. It's very important to control the negative, and this goes with all the exercises. So when you're coming back, really try to control the movement of that, and that's really going to help utilize and tax those muscles that much deeper. So that's it as far as the three primary exercises for chest development. Those ones have worked really well for me, and it seems to, I can independently move my chest muscles, so it seems to be a good exercise. These tend to be good exercises. I've been doing them for years. I haven't really need to change them. Now, the tip for staying to the end is when you're doing the Pec Fly, something you can also experiment with is what's called bilateral movement, where you're just going to move one arm independently. The benefit of that is then you can cross over slightly either way, whatever rep you're doing. And so then you're able to squeeze even deeper you can feel a lot into the pec minor, and that will help utilize a little bit more of that muscle. So I like to throw those in every once in a while. I don't do it all the time because it does take up more time because you're essentially like doubling the time of the workout, but it's something to play with, and I think it's a great addition to different exercises you can do for chest development. So I hope you found that useful. Let me know if you have any questions below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And then also, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I'd also be curious if you're doing any other types of pec-focused exercises that you really like. And, please share those below because then we can try them out as well. So that's it for now. Let me know if you have any questions. Right about now, there should be some other videos popping up with maybe even some other exercises you can do that I've been researching that can help you get the best results in the shortest amount of time, even if you don't have the best genetics. So thanks so much, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon.